Welcome to the first episode of Haunted Brighton. I'm about to light a candle. It's a massive 3-wick candle, so just listen to this. Okay, so now I can continue. Grab your favorite drink, a cup of tea, a glass of water, some juice, whatever you want, and maybe a snack, and I'll share with you a story. Okay, so this one happened in a place I used to live, just outside Brighton, and I was in the flat that I was staying at, and I was walking past the living room, and I thought I saw something from the corner of my eye. So I walked back across the front of the living room, and I saw an image of this old lady with grey curly hair sitting on the far end of the sofa. She turned, looked at me, and then smiled. And then I turned back and I blinked and walked away. And then looked back again, and they came back again and looked back, and she was gone. And I was like, oh, we have a resident ghost. So in my head, I just kind of told her to move on, but I wasn't sure what to do, and it freaked me out a bit. I had a feeling of goosebumps and hair standing up on my arms or on my back, and I thought, yep, I think this is real. And I could still kind of feel her every now and again. Sometimes see her on the corner of my eye, and again because I was too scared to say anything out loud, I would just think in my head, I was hoping that maybe she's telepathic or something. I would just think that maybe she'd be able to hear me and maybe move on to a happier place. Yeah, I haven't seen her since then, and I've moved since then, so I don't know if she's still there. She's alright if she's still around. Let me think of another experience I had. Oh yeah, this one is a bit creepier and a bit scarier. So this story is set at the end of at the end of autumn, and I think it might have been November, and it was quite late, maybe close to midnight or so. And I've been out, and when I came back in again, I went to my room to change into my comfortable clothes and get ready for bed. So as I opened my bedroom window, I'm going to go back a few steps before I actually approached my bedroom. As I stepped into the flat, it felt a bit weird, and I thought, oh, just me, maybe I kind of spooked myself just because it was that late and it was quite quiet. So I ignored it, and I walked, and I just felt like the flat just felt a bit different and looked a little different, and it just didn't feel safe. It felt like there was a presence or something was going on. So I just took a deep breath, and I slowly approached my bedroom. And as I got closer and closer, I opened my bedroom door, and I just saw that the room and the bed looked a bit skewed, and I just felt something awful. I don't know what, but it just felt terrible. And then I just said out loud, get out of here, or get the hell out of here, or something like that, and I pointed towards the window, which was closed. And as I said that, I felt the window rattle. I tried to stay strong. I tried not to be scared. And then I just left the light on in the bedroom, and I left the door open. And then I went to the kitchen and made myself a cup of tea and went into the living room and just sat there for a bit to just calm myself down. It really freaks me out. Just taking a sip of my tea. I'm really loving these flavoured green teas. Mango and lychee one is really good. Unless you don't like that kind of thing, that's fine. I'm just going to be sipping on it every now and again. So let me think what happened. Yeah, I had my cup of tea, and then I decided I should probably go to the bedroom and think good thoughts and just fill it with happy thoughts and good feelings, and just kind of pray to myself a bit. And I left the lamp on as I got into bed. I couldn't go back to sleep properly. It took me ages to fall asleep. But as in the morning, as the sun started to rise again, I fell asleep. And it felt a lot better then. It was fine. But that moment just really creeped me out a lot. I've experienced like that before in a different place when I was growing up. And it's just this creepy feeling that crawls up your back. It's just awful. So that's one story. If you would like to share your own story, please do. I'd love to read them in the comments, and I'll read them out in the next episode. Let me have a think and see what other stories I can think that I've experienced. Okay, I got a couple of smaller incidents. One was when I was in the kitchen in the same flat, and I was making a cup of tea, and there was a knife that was used by my housemate on the kitchen countertop, and it just suddenly just fell off, and it wasn't anywhere near the edge or anything. It just slipped down and fell down to the floor. And that really creeped me out. There were a few other things, but I don't know if they're ghosty ones or just, I don't know. But there were times when I was in the flat and there was no one else there, and I could almost hear like creaks of someone walking on the wood. Like it's carpeted, but underneath it's wet, and it's an old flat in an old building, and it was like I could almost hear someone walking across the front of the living room door. And it makes me turn thinking that maybe someone came home, or maybe it was the neighbour next door or someone. But yeah, that was another one. Let me think. I can't think of anyone else at that particular flat. I'm sure there will be more. I'm gonna share with you one from my childhood. And I used to live in this old haunted house. Well, it wasn't old actually. It was a new build. But there was a lot of activity in it. And there were a set of bathrooms at the further end of the house for guests to use. And I used to mess around there with, we had a couple of pet cats, and one of them had kittens, and sometimes they would get in there and they would get lost or stuck inside one of the cupboards underneath the sink, and I'd have to like try to get in there to find them. But there were times when I was there with a friend and we'd be just playing or something, and the bathroom door the handle would just rattle, and then it would like press down and up as if someone's like trying to open the door. And there were a couple of other times when I was actually using one of the toilets, and it was one of those locks that's almost like a bolt lock, but you turn it anti-clockwise and it would lock. So I was just staring at the door because it felt really weird, and I would suddenly see the handle move slowly and the lock would rattle a bit, and I would try not to shit myself. And it's one of those things that would happen more than once, and I'd keep thinking, oh, I probably imagined it, or I made it up, or I was tired or something. But it happened way too many times for it to be just a door handle rattling or the lock opening and closing. It was just felt a little bit too creepy. I hope you've enjoyed my stories, and I would like to read yours. Thank you for listening to my stories here on Haunted Brighton. I hope to bring you more stories I've experienced next week, maybe some from my workplace that I've experienced, and so thank you.